Dixon, iron for justice for the law.
He rides from Texas to enforce the law.
Well, people look at me and say, Aurora, is you the law?
He rides from Texas to enforce the law.
Okay, we're going to study Tariffs 101 a short time. Explain to you what tariffs is. A Fox News contributor came on, I guess yesterday or maybe early this morning, I don't know, and started blaming the president, saying that the American people were paying the tariffs in a direct or indirect fashion. So I thought I understood it, but I went and looked it up, and you can find it, the article at the top of this video. And I found out exactly how they worked, and surprise us all surprises, they worked exactly like I thought. And here's the way they work. Let's say you got a boot company down in Austin, Texas, called the best little boot shop in Texas. And they make a pretty good boot. It's leather, it's hand-stitched and everything, it's sturdy, lasts a long time, fits an American foot, great. And I'm just going to use simple numbers here. Say it ships to the distributors and it sells for $29.95, all right? And over in China, there's a company called Chinese Chen's Cloghoppers, and they make a boot too, but they make it out of naugahyde, rubberized plastic, stuff like that. It's made to fit an Asian foot. They basically use slave labor to make it and all that kind of stuff. And they ship that puppy over here and it hits the shelf at $19.95, all right? And along you come, you know, shopping and everything. You go to Walmart, you go there, you go to the shoe section, you need a set of boots. And you look and there's the American-made boot. It looks good, smells good too, and everything. You look at the price, and right next to it is the Cloghoppers, you know, and it looks similar, a little too shiny, and so, you know, it's not real leather, but, you know, what difference does it make, and everything. And you look at this, $19.95 versus $29.95, so being the millennial that you are, you go for the bargain and you buy the Chinese boot, and then you come back in 6 months and you buy some more because it's designed to last 6 months if you don't wear them. Okay. Now what happens is the American boot company probably goes under and everything, and the Chinese continue to sell their boots. Now what a tariff does is a fee or tax on a country for bringing goods into another country and selling them to those people there, okay? For instance, China comes up with their $19.95 boot, and there's a tariff that says, well, it's gonna cost you $10 to bring that into the port of New Orleans or Houston or wherever. So they pay it. Now, this jackalope on Fox News, he says that we pay it either directly or indirectly. Okay, now that it has a ring of truth to it, you know, but here's the way it really works. Here you come now, back in Walmart, right? And you go up to the boot section, and there's a Texas-made boot, $29.95. Surprisingly, there is a Chinese-made boot, $29.95. You look, you smell the boot, you look and everything, and frankly, the Texas boot looks better, and it's a whole lot more desirable since it's the same price as a Chinese boot. Okay, so you drop the Texas boot in your basket and go on about your way, and your grandkids get to wear that boot when they grow up. Okay, the tariff is paid for by the Chinese, and two things happen to that tariff. Number one, it goes into a government coffer, where it's used to help relief for boot companies and farmers and people like that. Okay. Number two, it raises that price and makes our boots more desirable. And the only time that the American people pay that tariff is when they drop the wrong boot in the cart. It's really that simple. Don't let anybody get around you on this, okay? They've got to pay the money to get it past the port of New York. They're hoping to get it back if you're stupid enough to buy their Chinese knockoffs. It's as simple as that. And don't worry. Don't worry. The Chinese will get along just fine. They live on rice and slave labor. They're going to be good. Okay. Class dismissed.
I'm gonna take a guess on how many times you're gonna get shot though here.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.